There once was a stock that put to sea. The name of the stock was GME. The price blew up and the shorts dipped down. Hold my bully boys, hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when Ryan Cohen joined the board. The captain called all hands and swore he'll take his shares and hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Before the news had hit the market, Wall Street bets came up and bought it. With diamond hands, they knew they'd profit if they could only hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. No deals were cut, no shorts were squeezed. The captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the artist's creed. He took the risk to hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. For 40 days or even more, the stock went up, then down once more. All gains were lost, it was looking poor, but still those traders did hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The short's not squeezed and the gain's not won. The tendy man makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Oh, I bid farewell to my monthly paycheck, and I gambled it all on a GME bet. To hold with the boys and ignore calls to sell until we have given the hedgies all hell. And the tendies and diamonds are filling my mind. I'll search for the moon and pay losses no mind. I fear not the hedgie, I fear not his greed. I remember the hodlers, will they think of me when we make all our millions to spite the hedgie? Plot a course off to Mars from the orbit of Moon, to a place where my gains grew along with my crew. It's not about greed, no, I tell to my best, but sending a message to Wall Street the pest. As the words of their dread fill the space of my ears, they're crying like children, their saltiest tears. My heart fills with joy, then it's bigger than we. I remember the hodlers, will they think of me when we make all our millions to spite the hedgie? Oh, for sure they will learn that there is consequence for playing with markets for his needs and ends. But when Reddit investors used their tricks on them, they screamed and they shouted while we bought again. As the sights of their rage fill the space in my eyes, for they duped us, but they won't escape us this time. We're this far from winning, this far from their greed. I remember the hodlers, will they think of me when we make all our millions to spite the hedgie? Now that I'm staring down on the feds and the rich, I'm not sure what I want, but I don't think it's this. As my brothers stand in the raging typhoon, I hold on to my shares as they launch towards the moon. As the The souls of huddlers live forever in my mind as I fulfill the dreams that they once tried to find. I look from the moon with the stars within reach. I remember Wall Street bets and they think of me. For our stocks with the moonshot forever will be. I remember the fallen and they think of me. For the hedges shall crumble and fall to their knees. If tomorrow all the gains were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my stimulus and wife. I thank my lucky stars to be trading here today, 'cause we all still hold our calls and shares, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an artist, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the paper hands who sold their GME. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and invest with no regrets, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this sport. Mods bless the Wall Street bets. From the floor in New York City to accounts on Fidelity, from the house of your wife's boyfriend, you just tried to make him see. From you deep fucking value and your own portfolio, where there's tendies in every artist's gut, and it's time we buy and hold. And I'm proud to be an artist, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the paper hands who sold their GME. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and invest with no regrets, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this sport. Mods bless the Wall Street bets. And I'm proud to be an artist, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the paper hands who sold their GME. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and invest with no regrets, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this sport. Mods bless the Wall Street bets.
What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing today? I'm your host, Ty, and this is Smarter Gambling. Today, I'm reporting to you live from Ramenistan. You see right here, above my head? Ramenistan. We're eating ramen today, huh? Well, we were doing pretty good at first. It wasn't too bad. And then got a little news from the president. You know, the president had to announce his intentions during the middle of the trading day. And then everything was downhill from there. Uh, Kind of a bloodbath today. This week hasn't really been the greatest. Yesterday was pretty good, but yeah, it's pretty deep in the red. So we got one more day tomorrow, and hopefully we can close strong. But today was not that great. Um, so not too much news happening today, but I got a little stuff for you. So we're gonna talk about what Biden said and why and how he crashed the market. Then we'll talk about some more Biden stuff. He met with a few other countries regarding climate change. So we'll take a look at his plans and some other countries' plans and how they're going to move forward on that issue and how that may affect the market. We'll talk about Credit Suisse because they actually just released their earnings this morning, I believe. And it's not good. And we're talking about Credit Suisse because they were involved with the whole Archegos saga. They were one of the banks that lended to Archegos, and they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and took a big fat L. And I think I did like 2 videos about them already, and Archegos. So if you guys want, go check those out. Those were like from a couple weeks ago, I think. Then we got a little bit of Tesla news. Nothing too crazy, but it's worthwhile. It's noteworthy to take a look at. So we'll spend a little time on that. And then we'll talk about Intel because they also did report. I don't know if they reported this morning or they're going to. But I have some news about unusual options activity about Intel. So yeah, that's the news. We'll get to all of that. And then, of course, we got to get to the YOLOs, which is everyone's favorite part of the show. And my favorite part of doing it. It's always fun looking at some of these YOLOs that the community is doing and giving my analysis and opinion on it. So, all right, let's get right into it. And before we begin, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And if you enjoy my content and want to support my channel, please check out my Patreon. Link in the description down below. All right, let's do it. 1 second, please, as I pull up TD. And boom, here we go. Here we go. All right. So, wow. I'm not sure if we finished on a low, but that is some pretty deep red. Dow Jones is down 0.95%. Good. The Nasdaq is down 1.24%. Good. And the S&P 500 is down 0.92%. Good. Yep. Bloodbath. But full disclosure, I actually made money today. Believe it or not. I was pretty happy. I think most of my positions finished in the green, and you know what? I'll take it. Considering what happened today, it wasn't that much green. It was just a little bit, but I'll take it, you know? It could have been a lot worse. I know a lot of people got slaughtered today. It's an absolute bloodbath. So, all right, let's take a look at the individual stocks. What's going on here? American Airlines getting slammed, down 4.5%. I think they reported earnings. That's why. That's probably why. I know a lot of airlines reported earnings, or they're reporting this week. Not sure if American reported today or not, but all the airlines are reporting close to each other. So that's maybe why it's down. Because, you know, when there's good earnings, stuff goes down, and when there's bad earnings, stuff goes up. I'm not sure what they had, but that's usually how it goes in this market, you know. Apple is down it's pulling back again. Apple hasn't been doing too well of late, but it's made a comeback, and then probably in anticipation for the Apple Day event. And all we got is purple iPhone and different color Macs and a new Apple TV box and remote. So yeah, Apple's pulling back. Airbnb is up over 2%. AMD is down 3.12%. Amazon is down 1.58%. Afria is down 1.59%. ASO is down 2%. Alibaba didn't do too bad, trading pretty sideways. Bumble is up 1%. Bionanogenomics is up 0.85%. Lucid, CCIV, is down 1.16%. Not too bad. Canopy Growth, down 2.28%. Clover, which is that's one of the meme stocks of late, hot meme stock. Everybody was saying this is the next GME and let's squeeze it. This might come back to bite me later on, but I think the squeeze has been squozed, guys. I don't know. We saw the 140% short interest data was false. It's more like 35%. Everybody sees this now, and maybe it's not been totally squozed, but momentum is dying, and there's going to be a lot of bag holders from Clover. So sorry to all you apes who are losing money in Clover. That's down 6%. Coinbase is down 6%. Not a good start to Coinbase. A lot of people bag holding Coinbase right now, and I thought there was a possibility that this was going to happen, so that's why I stayed on the sidelines and observing to see when I would jump in, or if I would jump in. So this is a low for Coinbase, and this is just because the broader crypto market is going down. It's having a pullback. So Coinbase does trade, the price is pegged to Bitcoin, as is pretty much all crypto stocks. They're all crypto exposure stocks. So that's down pretty bad. That's down 6%. DoorDash is up 0.45%. Discovery A is down 0.7%. eBay down about 1.7%. Ford is up 1.8%. I think they reported recently. Don't quote me on that. Facebook is down 1.64%. Fubo, a meme stock, that's up 3.4%. GME not doing too hot today. That's down 4.52%. GME is pulling back. Google is down 1.13%. Intel, we'll get to a little news about them a little later. That's down 1.77%. So not great, but got some options activity about Intel we'll get to later. So stay tuned for that. J&J is down 0.85%. Kraft Heinz is down about 1.5%. Koss, which is a meme stock, that is down 1%. Li Auto, Chinese EV company, that's up 1.31%. Marathon is down 11%. So yeah, these crypto stocks are getting slammed. McDonald's is up 0.3%. Moderna down 0.83%. Microsoft down 1.31%. Match is up. Match is up 1.72%. Microvision, which is a very hot meme stock the past couple of days. My Microvision YOLO video did very well yesterday. Seems like a lot of people are interested in Microvision, and it's getting a lot of hype. And this is up 5.16%. Earlier today, it was around like 20%. I was watching it like this morning, early in the trading session, and it was up like 20%. So this thing pulled back significantly. But for up 5% for the day, you really can't complain. That's still really big gain. But I did see this at plus 20% at one point in the day. And I did take a look at the short interest in this, and it was around like 20%, like 18%. So maybe the squeeze has been squoze. Really don't know, but if we have time, we'll take a closer look at that. NEO is up 1.72%. The Chinese EV stocks have been holding up today. Nikola is up 14.38%. And this is most definitely a short squeeze. And this is interesting because the reason why Nikola is up today is because I was watching CNBC earlier, and one of their board members was on there talking about how he's observed he firsthand saw the truck being tested and it looked good, and then instantly people started buying up the stock. It went from up 5% to like up 20% in a couple of minutes, and so that guy successfully triggered a short squeeze. That's what it looked like, at least to me. So it blows my mind that anyone is even buying Nikola. Like, do you guys know what you're buying? You probably shouldn't buy it. Anyway, yeah, so that is being short squeezed. Nano Dimension is down 1.9%. Nvidia is down 3.32%. Palantir is up a little over 1%. Nice. No, a lot of apes are happy about that, but it was up over 3%. But hey, you really can't complain for some green when the whole market got slammed. So, nice day for Palantir. Peloton is up 1.56%, and this comes after a pullback regarding their treadmill causing some injuries and deaths. So, Peloton's recovering. Plug, which is a meme stock, energy charging meme stock, that's down 2.36%. PayPal's down 1%. Roblox is down 2.66%. Riot, which is Bitcoin exposure stock, that's getting absolutely slammed today, as is all of crypto and all the other crypto exposure stocks. That's down 11.67% today. Romeo Power, interesting, that's up 4.83%. That's another meme stock, energy charging meme stock. Skills, which I believe was getting squeezed yesterday, finishes in the red. Just a little bit. Virgin Galactic is down 2.43%. Spotify is up 1.32%. Wow, AT&T is up 4.15%. And they reported earnings today, so I guess they had they blew the earnings out of the water, and a lot of people bought AT&T. That's interesting because that stock really doesn't move too much. So nice day for AT&T. Tesla is down 3.28% today. A lot of apes not happy with that. Twitter is down 4.5%. Uber is up 0.91%. Viacom finishes down 2.9%. So it was green most of the day and finishes in the red, but not too bad. So I will take it. Anything else here? Oh, Xpeng finishes red. That's interesting because the other Chinese EV stocks finished green. So yeah, overall, not a great day for the market. And, hopefully tomorrow is going to be better. Pretty ugly day. A lot of people lost money today. Let's quickly take a look at the dollar, and then we'll get into some crypto. That's interesting. Well, for the most part, the dollar is up. Dollar is up except to the Canadian dollar and the Japanese yen. But dollar is looking pretty strong today. That is interesting. Okay, now let's take a look at some crypto. Excuse me 1 second as I pull that up and can have a fine look at Raministan here. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about crypto. Yeah, everything's down today, huh? Good. Bitcoin is down. That's pretty low. It's down below 53,000. So it's pulled back $10,000 from the high. So a pretty significant pullback. It's down another 5.22% today. Ether is up, actually. Nice. That's at $2,500. XRP is down 6%. Binance is down 9%. Cardano is down 3.7%. Dogecoin is finally coming back to earth just a little bit. That's down about 13% today. And that's come back down to 29 cents. So I expect Dogecoin to come down some more because the price was just ridiculous. And apparently people were buying it for 420. I don't know why, but apparently it was a joke, like Dogecoin was going to moon on 420 and didn't. Well, it was mooning up to that point, but now it's coming back down to earth. Litecoin's down 1%. Chainlink is down 0.5%, so not too bad there. Neo is down 7%. Monero's down 5.6%. So, yeah. Not good day in the market, not good day in crypto. Everything is down today. Everyone is good today, except the shorts and the bears. The rainbow bears, if you guys catch my drift. Try to keep it PG-13 here. Okay. So, yeah. That's the market and crypto. Good. And sum it up in one word. Good. Yeah. All right, then now let's get into the news. And let's examine why everything is getting slammed today. All right? So 1 second as I pull that up. Okay. So, this is why the market is down so much today. It actually was doing pretty decent. I mean, it was like red most of the day, but it was coming back. The S&P and the NASDAQ went green at one point, and then I went to go get lunch, and I come back, and I'm like, what the hell happened? And then I start hearing it's because Biden had something to say. And so, let's get into that right here. So this article reads, Biden to propose capital gains tax of 39.6% to fund education and child care, reports say. Key points. Biden will seek to raise taxes on millionaire investors to fund education and other spending priorities as a part of an effort to overhaul the U.S. economy. Biden will seek an increase in the tax on capital gains to 39.6% for those Americans earning more than $1 million, according to reports. Reports said the president is expected to release the proposal formally next week as a way to fund spending in the upcoming American Families Plan. Okay. So, yeah, basically, Biden needs... All right, so first of all, let me just say this is not a political show, okay? We don't talk politics on this show, but I have to report the news and explain how that might affect the market. So I don't care what you believe, if you like Biden or not. We're not getting political here. I'm just gonna tell you what's going on and how that affects the market. So Biden and the Democrats recently, pull up my Biden and the Democrats since Biden's been in office, he's been pretty generous. He's been trying to fund a lot of public programs, investing a lot in infrastructure. That was a big thing. I think last week or a couple of weeks ago, he announced, forgot how much it was, but a huge package, infrastructure package, to invest in America, and in terms of like roads and like literal infrastructure and like electrical and water and helping communities that might need some help. And he's been giving out stimmies, so it needs to come from somewhere, right? So I guess this is his plan. He's going to tax the rich, and honestly, I think a lot of people were expecting this, but this is kind of a bombshell, because the tax rate as it is right now is 20%, and he essentially wants to double that. That's a lot, and I can see why that made a lot of people unhappy. 20% is pretty reasonable. 40 is a lot, and that's very significant to what it was before. How are you going to raise the tax by 100%? That's insane. I'm not in the $1 million tax bracket, but that's a big chunk of money that you used to have that you're not going to have. So, but as of right now, this is just a proposal. This is not law. So this has to, be written by Congress and approved, and we all know how that goes. Even though the Democrats hold a majority in the House and the Senate, nowadays we have the filibuster. So even though the Republicans are the Republicans, right? Sound effect for that. Even though the Republicans are in the minority, they can just pull the filibuster rule. And I'm willing to bet my whole account that they're not going to approve this. They're not going to go along with this. They're going to try to block it and filibuster, and maybe they'll agree on something more reasonable, and they'll compromise and negotiate. But the Republicans are going to fight this one hard. I know that, for themselves and for their constituents. So maybe some overreaction in the market to this news, because it's just a proposal. All right, this is not law. This is just a proposal. It's the final version. If one even passes, is going to be significantly less than 40%. I'm quite confident about that. So, really not a good time to announce this. He did it just midday, and everything just goes crashing, down the toilet. Maybe this would have been more appropriate later in the day, but then I guess tomorrow would have crashed. Well, anyway. This is the reason why, or I guess the main reason why, the market was so deep red today. Like I said, it wasn't too bad. We were a little bit red. The S&P and the Nasdaq hit green at some points in the day, and then this drops, and everything just tanks. So, hey, what do you guys think about this? Comment below. What do you think about this? Actually, you know what? Don't, because I don't want to get political. Don't want any wars starting in the comment section. Comment down below, how did this news affect your portfolio today? Comment. Okay. So, more Biden stuff. Okay. So Biden attended this climate change summit today, and he met with a few countries. So let's read what happened with that. Not read, but let's go over it. The article reads, "Here's what countries pledged on climate change at Biden's global summit." Key points. Leaders of countries like Brazil, Japan, and Canada made commitments on Thursday to curb greenhouse gas emissions during President Joe Biden's climate summit. The pledges by U.S. allies and adversaries come shortly after Biden vowed to reduce U.S. emissions by at least 50% by 2030. The president convened the summit in an effort to urge global cooperation on climate change. To urge global cooperation on climate change. We're really beginning to make some real progress, Biden told leaders during the summit. So, I mean, I think everyone knows this is the way of the future, whether you're a climate denier or not. More countries are pledging to go green and to fight climate change. Like all countries, even countries that disagree with each other, everyone can pretty much agree that this is a problem and it takes a global effort to combat the problem. The Paris Accord, there was like two or three countries in the whole world that did not sign it. And actually, under the Trump administration, he pulled out of the accord. And that left the U.S. being like one of the three countries not in it. And that was a pretty bad look, like just from a PR standpoint. It didn't make America look really good. But anyway, let's talk about how this news can affect the market, potentially. So we're going to see investments into, green energies, into charging companies for EVs, EV companies themselves. So there's a lot of ways you can get exposure to, this news, this new green wave, I guess you can call it. And maybe it's time to phase out of, oil, because while we're still heavily dependent on it, and it's our primary way of getting energy, fossil fuels, in probably 5-10 years, not immediately in the short term, but these companies are going to be dying slowly if they do not adapt and adjust to the current times. And we're starting to see, companies like ExxonMobil, they're investing into like carbon trapping technologies, which I'm not really too familiar with that. I'm not a scientist, but we can see that traditional fossil fuel companies, oil companies, and coal and whatnot, they're investing into a different direction. And also, even traditional automakers, GM, Ford, and all these other companies, Chrysler Fiat, or Fiat Chrysler, they're all vowing to go full electric by like 2030, 2040s. They all have different goals, but this is the way we're headed to the future. So on a macro scale, you might want to gain some exposure to those industries. Green energies, alternative energies, charging, EVs, and possibly you might want to stay away from things like, oil and traditional fossil fuels. So, yeah, more Biden news. Consider this, information and do what you want with it. Make some plays based on this information. Okay. Whoops, wrong button. So we'll go over this one really quickly because it's not like the biggest news, but it is interesting. It fits in context well. So this is about Credit Suisse, and they just reported, and I know that it wasn't good. So let's go over this. Credit Suisse reports loss after Archegos scandal. CEO insists there's no risk culture problem. Key points. The loss we had in Archegos was unacceptable, Credit Suisse Thomas Gottstein told CNBC Thursday. The Swiss lender expects to take an additional loss in the second quarter of around 600 million Swiss francs. Shares fell 5% early in European trading hours. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Archegos was a hedge fund or family office, whatever you want to call it. They got margin called for the biggest in history, $80 billion, all right? And so because of this, a lot of stocks that Archegos was in, that had positions in, tanked because they had to sell off a lot of their shares, and the banks that lended them the money to do it had to take the L. And Credit Suisse was one of them, and there was Nomura and Goldman and Morgan Stanley and Greensill, and a lot of firms took some big L's in this one, and Credit Suisse was one of them that was left holding the bag. Some of them got away pretty good, like Morgan Stanley and Goldman, but Credit Suisse really got screwed on this one. They're holding the bag. So we kind of already knew this, but we didn't know how bad it was. I already did like 2 videos on Credit Suisse talking about how it was looking like in the billions. So they make it official now what their numbers are. We all knew it was bad, and they're saying it's probably going to get worse. They're going to report another 600 million L next quarter. So, yeah, and then the market's acting negatively to it. It says it was down 5% today, well, early on at least. So, not a great year for Credit Suisse. It wasn't just all around terrible quarter one, going to be a terrible quarter two, and a lot of people are just losing faith in them, and they fired a lot of people too. So I guess there's no risk culture problem, because you fired everyone who took the risk, which you probably wanted them to do until you got caught with the hand in the cookie jar, right? So, yeah, that's Credit Suisse news about their earnings. Okay, let's talk about Tesla. Okay. So some minor Tesla news, and this comes after some other news about a Tesla crashing. Lag in here is probably this ad running. Some news came out over the weekend. There was a crash, and 2 people died in a Tesla, and now it was investigated, and more findings have come out since then. But let's read this article right here. Tesla cars can drive with nobody in the driver's seat. Consumer Reports engineers find. And I gotta mute my mic for a second here because it's a siren. So excuse me a second. Alright, that should be better. So key points. Consumer Reports said Thursday that in testing this week, it found it could easily get a 2020 Tesla Model Y to drive even with no one in the driver's seat. The test follows a fatal 2019 Model S crash in Spring, Texas on Saturday that elicited investigations by federal vehicle safety authorities. BMW, Ford, GM, Subaru, and others use camera-based driver assistance systems to track movement of a driver's eyes and head position to make sure that they are minding the road. Tesla has sensors in steering wheels instead. So, so I guess it's implying that the two guys who died, R.I.P. to them, they found a way to put autopilot on without being in the driver's seat. That's kind of what they're getting at here. And the authorities, Elon Musk has come out and said the autopilot was off, but the police have come out and said they dispute that. So it's still an ongoing story and investigation. But this is just more news coming out saying that it's not all right. It's implying that the autopilot was probably on by itself, but it's just pointing out the fact that this is a problem because it shouldn't be this way, and Tesla's not really doing anything to stop it, and kind of in a way promoting it. And all the other companies have better safety when it comes to things like this. So, yeah, not major news, but interesting news. It'd be interesting to see what Tesla does about this, or how they respond to an incident like this, because it's not the first. There's been a couple, and there'll probably be more. So, let's see how Tesla reacts. Okay, and we got one more article, and then we'll get into the YOLOs. Okay, so this is about Intel, because they just reported. And this reads options players are betting on a blowout earnings report from Intel after the bell. So in Wall Street Bets language, degenerates are buying FDs because Intel catalyst. So yeah, Intel's reporting after the bell. Not sure what came out because currently doing the show live and I can't check it, or I shouldn't. And someone really likes the stock, I guess, huh? Or multiple people really like the stock. A lot of people like the stock.
We like the stock.
Yeah. So this is some unusual options activity. Let's take a look at this. Call option volume has significantly outpaced put option volume for the past month or so, and that was true again Wednesday, with calls outpacing puts by 2-1. The most active options were the weekly 67 strike calls. 9,600 of those were trading for about 44 cents. Optimized Advisors CIO Michael Quao said Wednesday on CNBC's Fast Money. So, a lot more bulls than there are for bears on Intel, for this week at least. So, 67 strike. You know what? Let me just look up Intel very quickly. Apologize. I don't like doing this during the show, but let me do some quick analysis. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, right? I predicted it. I mean, I didn't predict it, but you know, my title would have been better, right? Degenerates buy FDs on Intel Catalyst, because Intel was down today, and it's down after hours. So I'm not even sure what the earnings were like, but regardless, if it was good or bad, the market is reacting negatively to the news. Or just selling the news. Either one, they're selling. So Intel was like at, I think I just looked, it was at like 62 or like 63 and a half, 0.5. So really not good. Really not good for these these bullish Intel options traders. It looks like that's going to finish out of the money. They got 1 day to go, and they need about 10%. So, yeah, RIP to all of those degenerates, those arthards who were buying Intel FDs. Keep telling you guys, stop doing this. If you want to play options, you got to buy leaps or you got to sell the options. Stop buying FDs. They don't work. For the most part, they don't work. But, hey, let's talk about some right now, because we're getting into YOLOs. Oops. So, let me pull those up. I'm doing pretty good on time, too. But every time I say that, we end up going over, so. So, I got GME and Microvision today. A lot of GME and a lot of Microvision YOLOs. I think I got like 5 or 6 of them. I got 5 of them. And then if we got time, we'll get to a 6th special one. But we'll see how this goes. Okay. So this is the first one. This one is by Roll Vegas. Roll Vegas. He says, "See, I'm smart. I picked contracts 1 week after deep effing values expiration, so I can lose even more money." Wow. Look at that. Oh, wow. Well, at least he's not on margin. So, he has, is that 10 contracts? I don't know if that's 10 or 10,000. I think it's 10. Let's just go with 10. So, this guy has 10 call options. 10 contracts. They're all call options for GME. April 23rd, 2021. So they expire tomorrow. Got 1 day left. And these were the GME $150 calls. Wow. This is nasty. This is nasty. Cause all right, let me look up GME real quick, but I know it's around 150. Okay, so GME is literally $150 on the dot right now. In after hours trading, it's literally $150 and 0 cents. Like, exactly. So he's literally at the money right now. This is so disgusting. I mean, I guess it could be worse. But, you know, the fate of these calls depends on tomorrow. And he's already down 92%. So, either way, this is not really good. This is not really good. This is looking like a... So, it looks like this started as a $60,000 YOLO, a 60K YOLO, and now he's down 92.5% on it. That is a loss so far of $57,000. Yeah. And, like I said, even if this does finish in the money tomorrow, it's not going to be by much. And he's probably still going to take a L. So this is probably going to be either a small gain or a small L or a big L. All three, not really the greatest. And, usually I say, sell it back and cut your losses. But this one, you kind of have to let it ride. You kind of do. because you're literally at the money. What are you going to do? You're already down 92.5%. You can't really cut it right now with 1 day to go at the money. This is insane. This is tough. So, this might be like the first and only time I give this type of advice. And this is not financial advice, but this is what I would do. Is just let it ride, which he's probably going to do anyway, right? But wow, this is insane. I've seen some really close plays before, but this is really as close as it gets. You got 1 day left, and you're literally at the money. So you better pray to the GME gods tomorrow. Pray to Ryan Cohen, I don't know. But you need some GME magic tomorrow. So it says loss, but it's not a loss. It's still a YOLO. It's not a loss yet. It's technically still a YOLO. So, good luck to you. Roll Vegas. I'm really pulling for you, man. I really hope this works out for you, because this is really disgusting. And I don't want you to lose money and all the other apes that have the $150 call for tomorrow. So good luck to you. I hope it works out for you, and please post updates. Okay. So this one, oh, I just lag in a sec. Okay, it looks like we're good. So this one is by I sell FDs. I_sell_FDs. This one is by I sell FDs. I sell FDs. He says, Lord Cohen giveth and he taketh away. Now, this is pretty interesting and ironic, right? Because his name is I sell FDs. But what does he do here? The exact opposite. He loads up on FDs. Specifically, 190 of them to be exact. So, I don't know if he made the name as a joke or if he's serious or what, but pretty ironic, don't you guys think? So, let's see what he has. So, he has 190 call options, 190 contracts. They're all call options for GME. They all expire tomorrow, April 23rd. He has 90 calls at the $200 strike. And he has 100 calls at the $250 strike. Again, GME finished at $150 today. So, all right, so let's read his money here. So in total, this looks like it was a $120,000 YOLO, a 120K YOLO. And as of right now, with 1 day to go in this trade, he is down $100,000. He's down $99,000, pretty much $100,000. And that is equal to 82% or 83%. That's equal to 83% of this trade. That's disgusting. Now, this one is quite obvious. All right. What do you do at this point? You still got 20K in value, which is amazing because that's really a lot considering how effed this trade is. The obvious thing to do is to cash out. Is to cut your losses, take your 20K, and move on. For GME to go to $200 by tomorrow, you would need a 33% increase. And for GME to go to 250 by tomorrow, you need a 66% increase. Are either going to happen? No. I'm not going to say no, but no. Very, very unlikely. And you still got 20K in value, over 20K in value here. I would give this like a less than a 1% chance, like a less than a 0.5% chance to work. So, please, dude, just take your 20K out, actually sell your FDs, back, right, to some other degenerate who would want these. I don't know who would, but I guess somebody would, right? Take your 20K out, because if you don't, it's going to be gone. And go find something better to do with it. Go YOLO it on shares, or go YOLO it on a different stock, but or roll it into GME if you want. But this trade is not going to work, bro. This trade is doomed. It's effed. Give you this. Yeah. So, I sell FDs. Very sorry for your loss, brother. This is really tough. This one hurts. I know it does. But thank you for posting. This is great content. And good luck to you in the future. Okay. This one is by Leroy Rogers. Leroy Rogers. He says, decided to start selling GME puts. Here's how the first 2 weeks went. And there's a lot of trades here. Let me open this up. So there's a lot of trades here, but you see all the way down here. Down there. He's up 11.5K on these puts, on these put options. Where's my There's a saying, right? Be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. So you got all these GME apes in here being greedy, thinking GME's gonna moon, and this guy does the opposite. He takes the other side and he starts buying puts. And hey, it's paid out very well so far. 11.5K in 2 weeks. That's amazing. That's amazing. And personally, I probably wouldn't do this. Lag. Personally, what's going on here? My apologies. Personally, I probably wouldn't do this because the IV on these options are probably really high, like over 100%. I don't know if they are, but I'm assuming they are. And you generally don't want to buy options, either whether they're call or they're puts. You really don't want to buy options when they're over 100% IV. It's a good idea to sell options when they're over 100% IV because you make a lot of premium. But it's not when you're buying because you're going to have to pay a lot of premium. So, not a strategy that I would use, but hey, it's paid off really well for this guy. 11.5K in 2 weeks. Very nice. So, I don't know. Maybe some of you apes might want to take a look at this and consider adding different strategies to your repertoire. of trading strategies. So, Leroy Rogers, congratulations on your gain. Very happy for you. You don't see this too often. You don't see too many people buying puts on GME, and then you don't see too many people posting their gains about their puts on GME. So I enjoyed this one. Nice play, Leroy Rogers. Congratulations. Attendees for you, and good luck in the future. I got two more about microvision, and give me a sec. Let me look up microvision. Let me get the stock price. Right. Okay, now let's do some about microvision. This one is by Euler Pascal. Euler Pascal. He says, "That's it, boys. Microvision is the play." And this is a YOLO, so let's take a look at his position. All right, so what is his position? Okay. So he has 300 contracts of microvision, 300 call options. They are for the $30 strike at the so therefore July 16th expiry at the $30 strike price. And this was a $30,000 YOLO, a 30K YOLO. And he's currently up a little bit. Now, lately, microvision has had a nice little run last couple of days. It's caught a lot of hype. And it finished today a little over $13, like $13.18. So this play expires in a little less than 3 months. So that means that he would need microvision to go over 100% in 3 months. That would be this is just roughly. It's going to be around 150%, a little less than that, maybe like 130 or 140%, but he needs a massive rip for microvision to hit his strike price at $30 by the date of July 16th. And I actually did a YOLO video yesterday of a different guy who had a similar play where he had the $30 strike. I'm not sure if it was for the same expiry, but I said the same exact thing. Like, this is a pretty insane bet. I don't personally have a stance on microvision. I don't know the fundamentals like that to have an opinion yet, but I know that betting on something to go 150% in 3 months, in less than 3 months, is very, very unreasonable. All right? And I don't know if he's betting on the short interest or what, but I hate to break it to you, microvision only has 18% short interest. So this is not GME. It's not going to get a 300% rocket ship. All right? There's going to be a gamma squeeze, and that's it. There's not going to be a short squeeze. There's just going to be a gamma squeeze. So do I think this is going to work? Probably not. Probably not. But you never know. Hey, you never know. Anything can happen, and I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But this really does not look like it's going to work to me, I'm sorry to say. Sorry to all you microvision bulls, but I'm just being realistic here. This is a very, very optimistic bet right here. Oh, I don't even have it up. I didn't even have all of that up on the screen. I'm stupid. Been talking to a blank screen for... Anyway. I apologize. I did not have my screen up, and I was just talking on the Roministan background, so... my bad. But, yeah. He's actually up a couple $1,000s right now. And he's probably up even more because Microvision had a nice little run today. It was up like 5%. So my advice to this guy, Euler Pascal, I would take some profits. Actually, I would sell the whole thing back right now. He's probably up a couple of grand, made a pretty decent profit. Maybe he's probably up like 15% on this trade right now. And the smartest thing to do would be to just close the whole trade. Take your couple $1,000s in profit and move on to the next. Because I really think that if he stays in this play, this is going to end up really bad, and he's going to end up losing everything, and he's going to be out $30,000. You hear that? That's the sound of $30,000 going down the toilet. But again, I might be wrong. This guy seems to feel really strongly, and he seems to be really confident about this. So we'll see what happens. Still got another 3 months to go. And I do hope it works out, because I hope everyone on Wall Street Bets does make money. We laugh at the losses, but it's pretty tough for the people that take it. And I do wish the best for everyone. So, Euler Pascal, good luck to you. I really hope this works. And please post updates. All right, last one, and we did pretty good with time. Last one. This one is by Long Nuts Mets. Long Nuts Mets. Is he a Mets fan? I don't know, but I'm a Yankees fan. Not doing so good right now. I think the Mets are doing pretty good. Anyway, he says, averaging down Microvision calls since March 2nd. So, apparently this guy has been long Microvision for a while now. And he says he's averaging down, so that means he's been buying a lot of dips. Which probably means he's in the red. Or maybe not. Let me take a look here. Yeah, he is down. So this was a $20,000 YOLO, around a $21,000 YOLO, and right now he's down about $8,000. But he's been averaging down, so hopefully, Microvision does get a bit of a pop, and he's able to make some of those gains back, or those losses back, excuse me. And Microvision did go up another 5% today, so he did probably make a couple $1,000s on that. So let's take a look at his positions here. What does he have? All right. So Alright, so in total, he has 45 call options. He has 45 contracts, which are call options. And they all expire August 20th, 2021. 42 of those calls are at the $18 strike, and 3 of those calls are at the $24 strike. Again, Microvision was trading a little above $13 today. And these expire in about 4 months. A little less than 4 months. Now, this one is more realistic than the last guy. The last guy had his strike at $30, so he needed approximately a $150 increase in 3 months. And this guy bought his strike a little further out. Apologies. Now, this guy bought his strike. Swear this always happens. My apologies. So this guy bought his calls a little further out, so there's a little more safety. And his calls and his strike prices aren't as high, so more realistic than the last guy. Now, are they going to work? Possibly. I think for this $18 strike, there's a pretty good chance this is going to work. For it to be in the money, he would need approximately a 50% increase, probably a little less, like 40% increase in 4 months. While that is a bit ambitious, it's definitely possible, especially if all the shorts haven't been squeezed yet and the hype continues and we get some good news from Microvision. It's definitely possible that it can be at $18 by August 20th. Now, by August 24th, that's a lot more ambitious. That's probably not going to happen, in all honesty. For that to happen, he doesn't quite need a 100% gain, but probably like a 90% gain. So 90% in 4 months, very unlikely and very unrealistic. But at least he only has 3 calls for the 24 strike, and most of his bet is on the $18 strike. So it still remains to be seen what happens. Personally, I don't think that this is going to work. I don't think that Microvision is going to be $18 in 4 months. But hey, maybe we'll be back here in 4 months and I'm going to be eating my words. Who knows? I'm not a Microvision bear, all right? These are just pretty ridiculous out there bets. Maybe Microvision is worth $18 or $24 or $30, but to expect them to go that high in a couple of months like these guys are, a bit unrealistic. So we'll see how this works out. I hope it does. Like I said before, I hope everybody on Wall Street Bets makes tendies. Very happy when they do. So, good luck to you, Long Nuts Mets. I hope this really works out for you, and please post updates. And that is the show, guys. Thanks everyone for watching the show today. I greatly appreciate it. Please please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And if you enjoy my content and want to support my channel, please check out my Patreon. Link in the description down below. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. Not financial advice. You know what? Let me do that last one again because I lagged a little bit. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. Not financial advice. And now we got a siren. Alright, seems to be going the other way. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
My mother told me someday I will buy rockets with doubloons off to distant moons, shoot up past the stars, noble ship I steer, steady course to the haven. Hold, brothers, hold, then hold, sisters, hold, then. My mother told me someday I will buy rockets with doubloons off to distant moons, shoot up past the stars, noble ship I steer, steady course to the haven. Hold, brothers, hold, then hold, sisters, hold, then. My mother told me someday I will buy rockets with doubloons off to distant moons, shoot up past the stars, noble ship I steer, steady course to the haven. Hold, brothers, hold, then hold, sisters, hold, then. My mother told me someday I will buy rockets with doubloons off to distant moons, shoot up past the stars, noble ship I steer, steady course to the haven. Hold, brothers, hold, then hold, sisters, hold, then.